And we're back here at the Bottleneck Bridge Ride. We have some special guests here, distinguished dignitaries here. We have Sarah Darlington from Living Life on Two Wheels and Johnny Murley from Pedal and Pie. Chris and Renee Creed could not be with us because they're a little busy doing some other things. So we're going to catch up with you guys here. Sarah, we're going to start with you here real quick. Sarah Darlington, part of Living Life on Two Wheels, and talk a little bit about your relationship with those guys and how long you've been there and what your role is with Living Life on Two Wheels.
Right. So I met Chris and Renee back in 2021. I'm from this area originally. Moved away for a long, long time, and then work. My husband's job ended up bringing us back, and I met Chris and Renee through a mutual friend. And I was trying to figure out, what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And they were like, well, we've got this kind of nonprofit going on, and we could actually use some help, and would you consider coming on board with us? And so I started with them in August of 2021, so almost 2 years now. At the end of August, it'll be 2 years. Just helping them, they've got a lot going on.
Sure.
Between with the Pedal and Pie, with the nonprofit. They've got 8 kids,
Yeah.
they're so I'm just kind of I'm helping them out. I do a lot of the communications as far as like with our All Kids Bike program, the comms back and forth with the schools, with reaching out to new schools, with setting up some of our like media interviews that we did with Fox 2 and KSDK, things like that. So I'm sort of their support team,
Yeah.
if you will. Yeah.
Awesome. Take us a little bit about through the Living Life on Two Wheels.
Yeah.
What is that organization all about? If you're brand new, you don't know anything about Living Life on Two Wheels.
Right. So we are a nonprofit, local nonprofit to Jefferson County, working pretty much all over Missouri now. Our whole mission is to use cycling as a catalyst to make our world a better place, to strengthen our communities, to get our kids and our families back outside, living a healthier lifestyle. That sort of goal, I guess, and using cycling with that. They started with an amateur cycling team, Gateway Devo cycling team, and that's what started. And they actually, I think they had 2 of their team members move up to professional ranks. Sepp Kuss, I believe, was one that went to Tour de France. He ended up finishing first in one of the stages there. So, yeah, very...
That's high end right there.
Yes, yeah, they've produced some really, really great riders. So it started with that. Obviously, they're both into cycling. We all love cycling. It's a big part of our lives. And so they're using that to I guess bring our communities back together and get them away from the screens and
Sure.
outside and back into nature and trying to live a healthier lifestyle. And typically whenever you start with cycling, whenever you start that young, like with our All Kids Bike program that's in kindergarten and first grade, whenever you start that young, it's a habit that's formed that will continue on throughout your life, or that we hope anyway.
Absolutely. And now you're not only just doing the All Kids Bike program, you actually now have some land that's been purchased.
Yes.
Take us maybe through all of that a little bit, explain to folks about that and when it might actually open up and what is all going to be involved there.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So again, with the All Kids Bike program, right now we have it in 26 schools we've funded. So, and that is here, Jefferson County, St. Louis area, working on branching out. So if we take just those 26 schools, it's projected to produce over 25,000 kids that will be able to ride a bike within the next 5 years.
That's great.
And there's not a whole lot of safe places around here that they can go and they can work on their skills and you can get out as a family. So that's kind of where they started with this piece of property. They're like, okay, we've got to develop a place that will a safe area that they can go and they can get out, and work on their skills and get into those healthy habits. So they have that property. They acquired it a few years ago. Living Life on Two Wheels has a 15-year easement to put trails on it. So all of the trails that'll be on there, the park itself, It's going to be free access to the public. Right now we have Stray Trails. He is our trail builder out there. He's working on the first 2 flow trails. So those are going to be around a mile to a mile and a half long.
Okay.
There is going to be a connector trail at the bottom to get you back up. Not sure on the distance on that one, but that's the first 2 ones down are what he's focusing on.
And where
now.
is that located again?
So that is if you go out Platten Road, you go past Mercy Hospital, turn right on Platten. The entrance to the main entrance to the park will be right up that road.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, appreciate the time on that and
Yeah.
the information. We're going to jump over here to Johnny Murley. Johnny, how you doing, sir?
Good. How you doing?
I know you're just begging to get on here and get interviewed, right?
Right.
Johnny is part of Pedal and Pie. He has been there for a couple of years,
Yes.
almost 3 years, I guess it is. And
Correct.
Give us, maybe the connection and how you found out about Pedal and Pie, and what your relationship with Chris and Renee are over there at Pedal and Pie.
Okay. Yeah. So I've been in the bike industry for like 25 years, and I also raced with Chris Creed like 15 years ago. So we go way back. So that's how I met Chris and Renee. And then so being in the bike industry, like them get into what Sarah said, the whole entire like kit and caboodle here. They needed someone to head up their bike department with Pedal and Pie and everything that's going on. And he just reached out to me and he's like told me what his plans were and like what the idea was with the pizza and the bike shop. I was like, that sounds really neat. So like I was like, I think I need to be a part of this. So he gave me all the details and I was like, you know what? That sounds good. Let's make this happen. And he's pretty much just trusted me to build his bike department up, and it's been going well ever since.
Absolutely. Very cool. And, we were sitting here talking about this before we got on the air here. Pizza, bikes, how in the world did you make it work? But
Right.
it absolutely works. And if
Yes.
you haven't had a chance to come out to Pedal and Pie, you need to do so. The pizza's unbelievable. Renee's an amazing cook. And I'm not taking away anything from Chris, because Chris, man, that boy can flip some pizzas too.
Yes, he can.
So it's it's a family situation out there too. I mean, they've got family that works there with them as well. The amount of time that they spend over there is just unbelievable. Seems like I drive by there and they're always there, but that's what it takes to be committed to your business, and I appreciate him for that. And they don't just do pizza either. So like, one of the most amazing things I had the last fall was their bread bowl full of chicken and dumplings.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. So
It
they've
is
got
the
some great
best.
food there, and it's all comfort food to me, and it's
Exactly.
right up my alley. So if you're interested in comfort food, that is the place to go to. Final thoughts here real quick. Do you guys know anything, maybe news on the horizon that they've been talking about, maybe adding to either Living Life on Two Wheels or with Pedal and Pie?
Well, I mean, with the
Sneak peek,
property
folks.
out there, there's a long-term plan
Sure.
with it. So it won't just be just the bike park.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's plans to potentially put a campground there.
Oh, wow.
An even bigger and better Pedal and Pie.
Yeah,
have
bike
a
shop
huge.
should
I
be
mean,
going out there as well.
Johnny's
So,
already
neat.
way outgrown the bike
Right.
shop there.
Great.
You
Yes.
know, he
Great.
needs. Yeah. So
That's a good problem. Growth is always a good problem.
Yes, it
Yes.
is. Yeah. So I mean, we want to put an event center. I mean, gosh, yeah. There's so much. I mean, we're talking around 650 acres
Right.
worth of potential out there. That
I didn't know it was that much.
We-
I was going to
mhm.
ask, how big is this
yes,
place, right?
yeah.
That's a lot of
it's-
acreage.
So yeah, and the park, it will all be centered around the park. The park itself is nonprofit. It's going to be free to the public, and then the campground obviously will, they want to do RV and primitive camping.
Mm-hmm.
An event center, like I said, an amphitheater. They want to do something like that because it is,
Great.
there's a beautiful valley. The park goes down to a creek and then it kind of levels off, and on each side, and there are dolomite glades out
Oh, wow,
there
neat.
that we
Very
are
neat.
working on. Yeah, that we're working with Missouri Conservation to try and restore. And will be a part of the park as well. That's a pretty
Super
rare
awesome.
thing to have out there. So
Lots of ambition there. Let's
Yes.
just put it that way. I mean, they seem like that they're whatever they put their hand to, especially.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just like
Yeah.
it's always good ground. It's always good good things to be a part of. So,
yeah.
well, I appreciate you guys' time. And before we get out of here, I want to make sure we let everybody know the kids' bike is still working right now. They have not done anything as far as the rain looks like
Yep.
it might make it in. So the kids' race is still on at noon. So if you're interested in bringing your kiddo out here, it's just up and down here on Main Street in Festus in Crystal City here. So it's real short, but it's always fun.
Yeah.
And so bring your kiddo out, and they'll take you as far as registering.
Oh, yeah.
Walk-up registers. They'll
Oh,
take it.
Absolutely.
So come
It's
on
free.
out, get your
Yeah.
bike, bring your bike out here at noon on Festus Main Street. Get the buzz up and down here like you're cruising back in 1985.
racer.
So there you go, right?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate it, and continued success, and just keep on keeping on here. Love it for the Jefferson County area. Sarah Darlington and
Thank you.
Johnny Murley. Thanks so much for being a part of this. We're going to wrap things up here. This is our last set of interviews today. Again, if you're interested in popping out, checking out the different tents out here for the Bottleneck Bridge Ride, come on out here. We'll be out here most of the day, probably till either I would say rain or shine, but
Right.
until it rains, and they're going to all pop up by then. But
Yeah.
but we've got other things going on. Oh, we've got a biker. There we go. Awesome. Thanks so much for being a part of this. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.